First up is Dan, talking about what the fuck is user experience.
Thanks. For a lot of us web designers, the early part of the last decade was something of a golden age. We were loved by our clients, adored by our product managers. But our designs were limited only by our creativity and our ability to sell our ideas to decision makers. We gave them splash pages, sites built entirely in Flash, mystery meet navigation, and they loved us for it. We were the ones that brought a concept to life. We made it sexy, and we were all getting laid. So fast forward to today, and what's changed? As designers, our styles have evolved, hopefully, thank God. But also, some of us are starting to see some of the creative freedom that we used to enjoy begin to slip away. And that's because design is often now viewed as just one part of an overall user experience. Looks at how a person thinks and feels about using a product. It's affected by human behavior, emotion, and perception, and it starts to sound more like a science than a creative discipline. It's affecting the way companies are staffing their product teams and the way that they approach product development. It's even changing what we call ourselves as designers. It's redefining our roles and the titles that we carry. Additionally, I'm one slide back. Crash. All right. Additionally, so it's changing what we think of ourselves as designers, and it's changing our career paths in some cases. So additionally, web solutions providers are focusing more and more on usability and relying more on user research to make their design decisions. And this can make some designers pissed off, frankly. And they all tend to blame Jacob Nielsen. Now, Nielsen is regarded as the world's foremost expert on usability. And his website, useit.com, is a flaming turd of visual design. I'll just put it out there. But forgetting that, I got the opportunity to attend his conference on user experience, and I came back with a different attitude towards users, toward the role of design, and even toward my career in general. And one of the key topics that was discussed was the difference between user types. A small percentage of the world's users have a strong set of user survival skills, as Nielsen put it. They have advanced reading level and can adapt between different interfaces very quickly. And unfortunately, this just isn't the norm. Most users without a clear set of direction, a clear starting point, ultimately chase their tails and go nowhere. The common thread, all user types have a task to perform. All user types can feel frustration and delight. A good user experience will minimize frustration for any user type. It can also help a brand stand apart by the positive emotions that a user feels when using an interface. Now, design is an important part of this, but at the core of user experience is the usefulness and the usability of a product. A lot of research goes into making sure we understand our users' needs and their expectations before we even begin design. Repeated testing of wireframes, mock-ups, prototypes, these make sure that we build in usability and a good look and feel. But how a user responds to these things can depend on how they feel about the brand. If a user dislikes a brand, the user experience is going to suffer for that. And it was mentioned that pretty much every business unit of a company can have some effect on brand experience. So in effect, we're all helping to shape user experience in some way, not just the designers. So if this is true and creative design is starting to give way to more calculated, research-based approaches, what does this mean for our designers? How can we stay engaged? How can we stay relevant? Well, we can start by acknowledging that interpreting user feedback is in and of itself an art and a science. It takes creativity to turn qualitative and quantitative data into creative design decisions. It can also help to expand our front-end development skills. CSS, HTML, they've been a must-have for a long time, but now if you can get a working knowledge of PHP, jQuery, JavaScript, this can help you stand out from other designers. Or maybe you just jump into research-based design and you find that it just blows your mind. That's what happened to me. So I first thought I was giving up some creative control, but it didn't take me long to realize that I was only adding to my utility belt as a designer. So interviewing users, observing them in their natural environment, and just tapping on them as a constant source of feedback throughout a project can really help you start thinking like a designer. And designing with the customer, the user in mind is what being a UX designer is all about. So user experience. It's art, it's science, it's affecting designers, and it's affected by all of you. Thank you.
All right, Dan just volunteered to redesign all my apps, so give him a big round of applause.